Okay, so I'm going to be making a video today on a project that my husband and I are working on. We were looking for a coffee table today, and we just moved, so we were looking for something cost effective, and we really couldn't find anything that we liked at the thrift store, but what we did find is this really cool vintage antique truck. So today we're going to do a project. We're going to turn this into a really nifty coffee table. Hope you like it. So the first step that I'm going to be doing for working on the trunk is I bought these legs and I'm going to stain them. I chose a cherry, but of course pick whatever color you prefer. And so the first thing I'm doing is I have a wood conditioner right here which helps prepare it for staining, and then you put that on, let it sit for about 15 minutes, and then you do your first coat of stain. After you do that, you let it sit and dry for 2 hours, and then you do as many coats of stain until you get the color that you prefer. After you do that, you're going to do a polyurethane coat, which is going to help protect it, keep them from chipping, scratching, and kind of give it a nice shine. Okay, so the next step that we're going to do is we're looking at recovering the top. When we got this, there was some damage on the top of it, and we really love the sides. They have some kind of cool vintage stickers on them, but the top has some damage. So we're going to cover that up, and basically what I've done is I went to the scrapbook store and I found some really fun looking scrapbook paper that really kind of fits in with the theme of the trunk. And I've cut it to different sizes, and I have arranged it kind of how I would like this to go on top of here. And the next step is to Mod Podge it down. Alright, so I'm going to do the first layer of Mod Podge, and you can see this is the empty, just plain blank slate. And I have some areas where the damage has changed the level of the top of this, so I'm just going to put a little extra Mod Podge in those places first, just to try and help even it up a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the entire top of the trunk with the Mod Podge. I'm going to put down the paper. I'm going to layer more Mod Podge on top of it and more paper on top of that. And just keep layering the paper and the Mod Podge until you get your desired effect. So we're done Mod Podging this. I think we got some really cool images here, and so what we've done is we've taped up the corners. I didn't worry about that too much with the Mod Podge because that stuff cleans up with the rag and water really easily. But now what we're going to do is a polyurethane clear coat, and what this is going to help us do, this is a coffee table, so what we don't want is to leave the Mod Podge there because what's underneath it is paper. So if something spills, you know, there it goes. So we're going to do 3 coats of this polyurethane clear coat to make sure it's sealed nice and tight, and we're going to give 2 hours between each coat for it to properly dry. Alright, well, good morning. We have let this kind of dry overnight, and it has a really nice smooth finish. I feel really comfortable being able to put coasters and whatever on top of this coffee table. So the next step that we're going to do is actually installing the legs, and we made this easy on ourselves by buying legs that have posts in them, so it's not going to require a whole lot of extra drilling. I'm actually going to defer now to my husband, who is the master with the drill. At least he's more experienced than I am, and we're going to drill some holes in the bottom of this. We're going to install some legs, and what I would recommend is make sure you know the size of your posts. If you chose to go with posts, you have appropriately sized drill bits, and that you have the washers and nuts to go with those as well. Alright, so we got the legs on. As you can see, it's a little bit tall for a coffee table, but we're digging it. We like to play with lots of board games. That's probably what we're going to be using this for. Of course, if you want yours shorter, make sure you get legs that are appropriate to that size. The last and final step is we're going to peel up some of this painter's tape, and I am going to use one of those magic erasers to go around the edges and pick up anywhere where I've spilled some Mod Podge. And then we'll be done. Alright, so now we have our finished coffee table. I think it turned out really cool. So if you choose to use this, make sure that when you're using your coffee table that you're not letting it to get wet and stay wet for a long period of time. So you make sure you're using your coasters. If someone spills, wipe it up really quick. And for cleaning, just a really lightly damp cloth. Just because it is paper under here, so you want to make sure you're not damaging it. Now on the flip side, if it does get damaged, peel it up, pick some new paper, throw it back down. That's another really cool thing. If you say move or you redecorate and you change the colors in your living room, you can always update this and make it really fit. The last thing I want to say is we may decide to take a Dremel with a polishing bit to our metal bits here to make them shine, but that'll be a project for another week.